Imagine being on the edge of your seat as the Wallabies pull off a stunning 28-24 victory over Argentina in the Rugby Championship clash in Townsville. It was a nail-biting match that saw the Wallabies' brilliant bench blast Argentina off the park after a dismal start by 3 of their starters. But here's where it gets interesting. The Wallabies' player ratings reveal a mixed bag of performances, with some players shining bright while others had a game to forget. Let's dive into the ratings and see who stole the show. Andrew Kellaway, who replaced the injured Tom Wright at fullback, rose to the occasion and dealt with some tough positions in the backfield. He also threatened on attack, earning him a solid 6 rating. The word solid is often used to describe Kellaway, and it's apt. But what about Max Jorgensen, the young player who received lavish praise from Wallabies legend Michael Hooper throughout the match? Jorgensen was outstanding under the high ball and has an uncanny ability to weave his way through heavy traffic. He found himself isolated at times on defense, but some of that was due to the rest of the backline's errors. He deserves a 7 rating for his impressive performance. Joseph-Aukuso Suaalii grabbed 2 tries courtesy of his midfield partner's excellence. But that's not to disregard his sublime finishes. There are still some rugby league tendencies or shortcomings in his game, like his ruck work, which is somewhat understandable. However, there's no doubt about his brilliance, and he had some superb moments, earning him a 7 rating. Len Ikitau was excellent once again, and the Wallabies are building a seriously good combination with him and Suaalii. Ikitau might not be the classic build of a crash ball center, but he does it well. His link-up play and offload ability are world-class, and it showed in both of Suaalii's scores. The best bits of the Wallabies act involved the brilliant center, while the defensive issues weren't his doing. His head-to-head with Santiago Chocobares was worth the entrance fee and more. Both players were outstanding, and Ikitau deserves an 8 rating. Corey Toole, on the other hand, was targeted by Argentina and did get some purchase from doing so. On attack, he was largely kept quiet, but it wasn't a poor performance overall, earning him a 5 rating. Tom Lina's first game back in the gold jersey after a brutal tackle from Dan Sheehan was far from perfect. His kicks were wayward, particularly after the Pumas rattled him and he rushed his punts. Argentina targeted him with their set plays from the scrums and exploited him twice to score 2 tries in quick succession. He also conceded a penalty with a silly bit of play in the backfield. Was it a game too soon to return? Or perhaps he should have come off the bench? He deserves a 4 rating for his performance. Nic White, on the other hand, was rather interesting, and it's surprising that Schmidt called his number so early. Frankly, Australia don't have a better kicking number 9 than the cheeky scrum-half, and it was a serious weapon again for the Wallabies. His kickoffs caused havoc for the Lions when they faced the Western Force, and the Pumas had similar issues. His clearances and contestables were just as brilliant. And he punished the lethargic Argentine defense to sneak over the line and score. He played a pivotal role in the second try with another wonderful contestable that led to Suaalii's try. Why is he retiring again? Another masterclass, and had it not been for him, the Wallabies would have been even further behind at the break. He deserves an 8 rating. And this is the part most people miss, the forwards. Harry Wilson, the Wallabies skipper, gives his all every single time he takes the pitch. His left boot remains an underrated weapon while he regularly beats defenders with the ball in hand. He deserves a 7 rating for his work rate and performance. Fraser McWright was all court, and his breakdown work earned the praise of his predecessor, Hooper. He was right up there with Argentina's loose trio, who were brilliant yet again. McWright deserves an 8 rating for his outstanding performance. Rob Valetini rarely has a poor game. And while today wasn't his finest shift, he was still solid. He had an uncharacteristic fumble and a carry, but was strong on the other side of the ball, earning him a 5 rating. Tom Hooper filled Will Skelton's void and made a good fist of it. He was a sound line-out option and got through his usual massive workload. However, he will be livid with the pair of turnovers he conceded, earning him a 6 rating. Nick Frost, on the other hand, was the most underrated line-out operator in Test rugby right now. He played a pivotal role in the set piece's success, despite the threats that the Pumas posed in that area of the game. Adding to that, he was a willing carrier and tackler, and was quietly brilliant, earning him an 8 rating. Taniela Tupou had a tough day at the office. A wasn't really rewarded, even though he seemed to get the upper hand in the scrum. He struggled with his discipline, conceding 2 penalties, and was quiet on defense. By his recent standards, it was a real mare from the powerhouse forward who didn't return to the park after halftime, earning him a 3 rating. Billy Pollard had a strong and accurate shift from the hooker, with accurate set pieces and breakdown work. It was a tidy performance, earning him a 7 rating. Tom Robertson conceded 2 penalties in an ill-disciplined first-half performance from the team as a whole, and was rather anonymous around the park, earning him a 3 rating. The replacements, however, were a different story. The Wallabies needed a big shift from the bench after staring down a 14-point deficit, and Schmidt was not shy to make the changes and make them early. Angus Bell made a massive impact from the onset and went on to grab the winner. Tate McDermott upped the tempo and picked up nicely from White, while James O'Connor was a vast improvement on Lina. Carlo Tizzano was brilliant too, as the Wallabies bench blasted Argentina off the park to seal a glorious victory, earning them an 8 rating. But here's the question. What do you think about the Wallabies' performance? Do you agree with the player ratings, or do you think some players were underrated or overrated? Let us know in the comments. And this is where it gets controversial. Should the Wallabies be desperate to lure code hopper Michael Hooper back? And do you think his unique compromise could work? The debate is on, and we want to hear from you.